Let's face it, enthusiasm has left the building. Hobbies fizzle, passions fade, and your $200 yoga mat gathers dust like a failed New Year's resolution. Even your dog yawns at your attempts to stay active. You scroll through hundreds of posts, watch every trending video, and still feel nothing. We live in a world of endless content and infinite choice, yet most of us can't remember what we love beyond Uber Eats and doomscrolling. Once, people were stirred by art, religion, and revolutions. Today, a new streaming show drops on Friday, and by Monday, you've forgotten the characters' names. The arts now compete with viral memes and life hacks nobody actually tries. This isn't laziness or stupidity. It's the crisis of disinterest, a systemic boredom that arises from constant stimulation. Our lives are overloaded with notifications, multitasking, and information streams. Yet our attention and curiosity are thinner than ever. We're overstimulated, undersatisfied, and perpetually meh. Psychologists and neuroscientists have been studying why modern life makes us bored, distracted, and restless. The core culprit? Our brain's obsession with novelty. Every ping, swipe, and autoplay countdown delivers a dopamine spike. Dopamine isn't about pleasure itself, it's about anticipation. It says, "That felt good, do it again. Maybe next time it'll be even better." In moderation, this mechanism helped our ancestors stay curious, hunt for food, and learn new skills. In today's world, it gets hijacked by smartphones, streaming platforms, and infinite scroll feeds. This leads to hedonic adaptation, the treadmill effect where pleasures wear out quickly. The first sip of a fancy latte thrills, the 20th doesn't register. The new phone that dazzled you at unboxing feels ordinary within weeks. Even experiences meant to inspire awe, like travel, concerts, or a breathtaking meal, fade faster now because our brains expect constant new stimulation. But novelty chasing is only half the story. Two other cognitive effects compound the crisis. Attention residue. Every time you switch tasks, part of your mind lingers on the last one. Check Instagram while writing an email, and your brain is split between both. The result, shallow focus and reduced satisfaction. Decision fatigue. Endless options, from Netflix menus to snack aisles, drain mental energy. The more choices we face, the less rewarding each feels. That's why you can scroll for 47 minutes without committing to a single show. Add overstimulation, the deluge of notifications, news alerts, podcasts, self-improvement tutorials, and workplace Slack messages, and the result is paradoxical. We're busy, yet bored. Our brains are overwhelmed, slightly panicked, and still craving something shiny that never arrives. To understand this state, it's useful to distinguish between boredom and disinterest. Boredom is situational. The meeting is too long, the movie drags, the train ride won't end. It's temporary and context-driven. Disinterest is deeper and systemic. It's not that one task is dull, it's that nothing feels compelling for long. Even activities that once mattered lose their spark. Modern life turns boredom into disinterest by offering distractions that solve the surface feeling but worsen the underlying condition. Scroll during the boring meeting and you temporarily escape, but you also train your brain to expect constant novelty. The result is chronic dissatisfaction, overstimulation on the surface, emptiness beneath. Philosophers have been warning us about this drift for centuries. Their language is different, but their insights converge on a strikingly modern diagnosis. Martin Heidegger argued that technology transforms the world into standing reserve, resources waiting to be consumed. You don't listen to music anymore. You consume content. The glazed stare while scrolling TikTok at 2 a.m. Heidegger would call that being towards nothing. Blaise Pascal wrote in the 1600s that humanity's problems stem from our inability to sit quietly in a room alone. Replace room with bedroom with bad Wi-Fi, and his point stands, distraction is our flight from ourselves. Theodore Adorno criticized mass culture for numbing people with predictable pleasures. The algorithm serves up endless content until nothing feels special. Bored after 3 episodes of a binge? Adorno predicted it. Jean Baudrillard argued we live in hyperreality, a world where images replace reality, A meme about dating feels more engaging than an actual date. The "this is fine" dog doesn't just represent fire. It is fire. Life arrives as a meme before we live it. Byung-Chul Han says we're crushed not by prohibitions, but by endless affirmation. Be productive, social, creative, fit, mindful, happy, all at once. When everything demands attention, true interest collapses. Lars Svensson, in A Philosophy of Boredom, distinguishes situational boredom, this class is dull, from existential boredom. Life itself feels dull. Modern distractions numb the first but worsen the second. Scroll TikTok to escape? You deepen the sense that nothing really matters. Seen together, these thinkers trace the arc from distraction to indifference, a society of abundance that paradoxically leaves its citizens underwhelmed. Beyond philosophy, our daily culture reinforces the crisis of disinterest. Consider three domains. Work. The modern workplace glorifies multitasking. Emails, Slack pings, and Zoom calls demand fragmented attention. Even deep work is interrupted by metrics and KPIs. When your workday is a blur of micro-distractions, it's no wonder hobbies feel like chores. Leisure. Streaming platforms, video games, and social media market themselves as escapes, but they mimic work structures. Progress bars, recommendations, and infinite feeds gamify your attention. Leisure becomes a second job. Watch more, play more, keep up. Consumerism. Shopping promises novelty and identity until hedonic adaptation kicks in. The treat-yourself culture delivers momentary hits of satisfaction, followed by a hangover of emptiness. We buy, unbox, discard, repeat. Each domain floods us with stimulation, but thins out meaning. We are perpetually busy, but rarely absorbed. Disinterest isn't inevitable. Neuroscience, philosophy, and lived experience suggest ways to rebuild attention and rekindle curiosity. 1. Embrace micro-boredom. Small doses of intentional boredom, sitting quietly, waiting without your phone, walking without earbuds. Teach your brain that not all moments must be filled. Research shows mind-wandering can spark creativity. 2. Limit choices. Decision fatigue is real. Constrain options. Pick 3 shows instead of browsing endlessly. Meal prep instead of facing infinite grocery aisles. By narrowing choices, you preserve energy for genuine engagement. 3. Deepen rather than skim. Instead of hopping between memes and half-read articles, commit to one pursuit. Read a book cover to cover, learn an instrument, or cook a complex meal. Deep engagement creates satisfaction that novelty can't. 4th, schedule no stimulus time. Block off device-free periods. Even 30 minutes of silence recalibrates the brain. Some studies suggest this reduces stress and increases focus more than passive entertainment. 5. Rediscover small joys. Hedonic adaptation makes big thrills fade, but modest rituals endure. Morning coffee, a daily walk, doodling, cooking, petting a cat. These low-key pleasures build durable contentment. 6. Curate your hyperreality. Baudrillard warned of hyperreality, but we can resist. Choose creators and content that enrich rather than numb. Better yet, step outside the feed. Live music, community events, in-person conversations. 7. Accept existential boredom. Svensson suggests that sometimes life is simply boring, and that's not failure. Sitting with boredom can provoke reflection, creativity, and new purpose. Not every moment needs a dopamine spike. 8. Track attention, not productivity. Instead of counting tasks, notice where your attention flows. 10 minutes of undistracted reading or a phone-free dinner may matter more than finishing a checklist. Attention is the new currency of meaning. If disinterest is the crisis, attention is the cure. Philosopher Simone Weil once said, "Attention is the rarest and purest form of generosity." In a distracted age, offering full attention to a friend, a craft, even a book, becomes radical. Cultivating attention requires not just individual willpower but cultural shifts. Schools could teach focus and mindfulness, not just test-taking. Workplaces could value depth over multitasking. Communities could design spaces for slowness and presence. We cannot eliminate overstimulation, but we can resist its grip. Choosing fewer, deeper experiences pushes back against the flood of novelty. Modern disinterest isn't proof we've lost our spark. It's a signal. Our brains, wired for novelty, short-circuit under endless stimulation. But boredom itself can be a teacher. It reminds us to pause, reflect, and rediscover what matters. Whether that's a neglected hobby, a good book, or simply sitting quietly without refreshing a feed. The philosophers saw it. Heidegger's being towards nothing, Pascal's restless distractions, Hans' burnout, Svensson's existential ennui. Yet they also hint at a possibility. In confronting boredom, we confront ourselves. So shrug at the raccoon memes, silence a few notifications, and resist the pull of infinite scroll. Curiosity and engagement aren't extinct. They've just been suffocated. Give them space. Let them breathe. And maybe, just maybe, you'll remember what it feels like to really care again. Disinterest, in the end, isn't the death of enthusiasm. It's the invitation to rediscover it.
Thank you for watching. If you want to know more, subscribe to our channel and question your mind daily.